Do I tell the real story or?
Say whatever you want. Part of our team is in Vancouver, so we decided to come visit.
Basically, I think there are a lot of things that are hard to design for without being in person with the designers, which is why having these in-person trips is really useful and important. There's the buttons in the sidebar. I don't think this is on prod yet. It's on my setup, but I can't screen share, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But option clicking on, and then what else? The search bar at the top here, I've missed the context menu in various places. So we are in Vancouver, headed to this big IKEA. Apparently there's like a cafe inside. We're gonna work with Martin and Maureen in person, do probably some chat, UI, and design and dev work. Very rainy right now, exactly what I expected of Vancouver. There are 2 designers who are based in Vancouver, as well as 1 dev behind the camera right now, Martin. The rest of us are based in Toronto, so this is kind of our first time like coming to Vancouver to do some in-person work with them.
And then just pretend to work for like 5 seconds.
Pretend to work. Alright, fantastic. Yes, I will. Shit's not working, bro. I'm gonna take a screen recording.
You can type, and then when you send, that creates an AI node as well.
So that creates the AI node immediately, or does that just...
Currently, yes. There might be more use cases than I've accounted for, but...
Is that the way we want to go with it? Like that's the final vision you have in your head for this? Or is there something different?
I think that makes the most sense for me right now, combining like AI nodes and also like the agent we have at the bottom. But...
So in Toronto, we have like a little silo of a team. It's me, Matt, Sean, Ian, and those are the people that you see on camera most of the times. In Vancouver, we have another sub-team. It's like Martin, Maureen, Joanne, who couldn't be here today, but they're also like a similar dynamic. You can get a lot of the work done online, but I think having little silos of teams is a lot better than having like everyone be separate. If every team member is like in a different part, then cross-collaboration is harder. But then if you have like a little team, a sub-team in Toronto, a sub-team in Vancouver, then you can still get a lot done. You don't need the entire team to always be together, as long as each team can get their work done. And it's also nice to like visit somewhere new, have some new food, see some new places. In the future, we'll probably have an office space in Vancouver, depending on how things go. Yeah.
This is probably like sidebar like what, V7? I don't know. It's been every single part of the app, from the folders to the grid items to the sidebar to like how the bunnies work, like everything has been done and redone like many iterations, and I don't think this will be the final one. This will not be the final one, but like every single iteration you're like solving some problems from the previous iteration, and eventually, hopefully, the hope is that we land on something that actually works and is good. And like small details like this seem so insignificant. It's like, oh, it's just bunnies. But no, it's really important.
It's just part of the process.
It's just
like, yeah, when you're working on a startup and building like a product from scratch, it's like kind of expected. And I think it's good that we're able to kind of not get super attached to like our old work and to prioritize iterating in order to get to the best final.
In fact, that's one of the principles that Ari and I started writing a document called like Eden Team Principles, and one of them was literally don't get attached to your work, because we don't care about being right, we care about getting the right answer. And those are 2 different things. Caring about being right is like, oh, I have the right answer, I'm very attached to this idea. Whereas caring about getting to the right answer is like, let's just try it. It doesn't matter who came up with it. It could be right, it could be wrong. We don't know until we try it and then find out, hey, this works, or hey, this doesn't work. And then if it doesn't work, Don't get too attached to it. Scrap it, retry. It's a fruitful trip. We opened a lot of cans of worms that now we have to close. But basically, I think there are a lot of things that are hard to design for without being in person with the designers. Like a lot of complex UI stuff it's just so much easier to convey by like looking at a screen or drawing together and pointing at it and being like, oh, but there's this problem. Like that kind of thing, it's just hard to do online over video call, which is why having these in-person trips is really useful and important. Now we just have to figure out what the solutions are to the problems that I brought up in person. Now we are headed to some Chinese restaurant to get some more food. Okay. So we just came back from the Vancouver trip. We're now back in Toronto, back to our normal lives. And overall, the trip was pretty useful, pretty good. I think what it reminded me most is that in-person work is just, being in person with the team is just a lot better for team morale, and there are a lot of things that you can get done in person that you can't really get done across call, especially design related things. Like it's just so much easier to kind of like draw things out, point at a screen and discuss ideas, discuss problems. Like here's what's wrong with like laying it out this way, here's why you would do it this way, etc., etc. And so getting that kind of design work in while we were in person was just a good use of time in my opinion.
Yeah, it was also nice meeting Maureen and Martin, the other members of our team, like in person after a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen them.
Yeah, like getting the whole team together and like just having lunch, having dinner.
Yeah.
Feels good. This upcoming week, we're going to be continuing work on Canvas and our sharing stuff.
The sharing features and
yes.
the UI and UX for sharing files and folders with other people.
Yes, and we got some good design feedback when we were in Vancouver. Just going to build on top of that. We also have a lot of calls this week.
Yeah, we just had one today, in fact, with a big YouTuber. His name is Gabe Bolt. The onboarding process went pretty smoothly, and for the first time, we got to try out our Google Drive import pipeline, and it seemed to mostly work, although there was a small bug where if there was a slash in the name of the file, it wouldn't get imported properly. So one of our team members is looking into that right now, but we're excited to have them up and running with the app. And they're actively giving feedback as they use it. So,
which is great.
Yeah, that'll be useful. Later this week, one of our calls is with a film production studio actually, and they were wondering if Eden could be run locally so that they could do video search on all of their footage locally, which is a very different challenge to what we've been seeing so far, because that means that we would have to either figure out some kind of build that could read from their local hard drives, or
we build Eden as in like we build out like all the infrastructure in their production rooms, production studios.
So like an on-premise solution where we like go in person and build out like server racks basically and hook everything up locally, the entire dev stack locally, and put in hard drives so that they can host terabytes or even half a petabyte of storage. We're not sure if this is actually going to happen yet, but they're based in LA, where we have a call with them on Thursday. We'll see how that call goes. If that call goes the way we want it to, we may be flying out to LA to go build out some server racks in person.
Yeah, when Matt first texted me with this, I was like, no, we're not doing this. There's no way. Then I thought about it for like a bit. I'm like, we can make it happen.
Yeah, and shout out to Ethan for making the introduction. Ethan's another incredible founder in Toronto who found us through these videos. So that's the other thing. We're starting to get a lot of interesting people reach out, and that alludes to the other meeting that we have later this week, which is a meeting with a VC firm that found us through YouTube, has been following along with all the episodes so far, and they've shown interest. So we'll see how that goes. So far, we haven't seen the need to raise because we're in a pretty good spot, but it doesn't hurt to make the call and to discuss with the VCs to see what they have in mind.